messaged me to spectate, and then he turned off spectate. Oh boy,
we got problems, baby. All right, here we go.
But no, Bratchedkata wouldn't do that to us. He loves us, right?
Yeah, sure. That's yeah. He loves us. Let's go with that. All right, here we go. And this is actually round 2 of Swiss, first game of the round. So we'll see how this goes. Game 1 here, we're gonna have looks like Zoe Aphelios. Or sorry, Zoe Diana, I should say. Jesus, Zoe Aphelios. What am I talking about?
Yeah, I told you, Aphelios got removed from the game. He's so slow. So slow now.
And this is...
Ooh, the return of Legion Rearguard.
Yeah, so I knew when that card... All right, what's the 3-1 in Shurima? What is that card called?
Desert something,
so
probably.
When that card came out, I knew. I was like, there's no way they can just let this sit here while Legion Rearguard is the same thing but can't block. I knew this was eventually going to happen, so I do like the revert.
Bloodthirsty Marauder.
Bloodthirsty Marauder, yeah. So I love that revert, and I don't think it's scary. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it just puts aggro decks on even playing field.
Removal hasn't really gotten any better. I think I can probably count on one hand the amount of cheap removal spells we have gotten in the last, honestly, like 7 months.
Wait, not a whole lot. Aren't most of them in the main set?
Yeah, I mean, Targon is a pretty removal light region. Shurima, again, another removal light region. It's really just like PNZ, Noxus, and Shadow Isle when it comes to like cheap hard removal.
Yeah, we have not gotten a lot, but...
So it's like just as powerful as it was back then, but I do think it needed something, though I don't think that... I could have seen them letting it sit, because... how long has Iterative Improvement been out?
It was 2 sets ago. It was before Aphelios, right?
Yeah, so, Blood for Blood has been sitting at exactly the way it used to be ever since Iterative came out, and it is just a strictly worse...
What's that card?
Exactly. And that's a Noxus card as well. So, like, I could see them just being like, okay, yeah, Noxus is the region where we draw inspiration for new cards and then just leave them the same.
Well, I see now. I don't see now that one. I argue though is not strictly worse though, because the idea. All right, if you're not taking into account regions, then yes, it's strictly worse. But the idea is that if you're damaging a unit, then it's actually an advantage as opposed to a disadvantage.
Is it though?
I mean, Vladimir's not that great, so so I guess the answer is no right now. But generally speaking, if Vladimir was good, then yes, I would say that yes, that would be an advantage. But it's just not. Yeah. It hasn't panned out.
It was supposed to be an advantage, and I don't think the game is like power creeping in a direction where Vladimir eventually randomly gets good.
Unless they buff him.
I mean, Braum Vlad is a deck that won the last OLS. So how much crap can we actually talk here, Doza?
Yeah, I mean it hasn't failed miserably.
Vladimir had no part in that, I think. I've actually never seen any of these Vlad Braum decks actually put the Vladimir on board. They always just either win or lose before that happens.
Yeah, because they just get the cat plus Braum, and then they just use that combo and win.
Speaking of combos...
Wow.
I don't know where I was going with that. This is a disaster for Faurreira's board.
Yeah, that is trading basically everything away and still taking a little bit of damage, and this is the power of Pirate aggro.
Yeah, oh man, and just continuing to curve out for Bratchedkata.
Yeah, that misfortune feels real good. You know, something, I mean, Gangplank... I mean, do we throw Gangplank down now and take the open attack now that Faurreira's committed the mana? It looks like the answer is no. I don't know. I mean, I maybe you argue throwing down the Gangplank, just going in for an open there. But either way, I think maybe Bratchedkata just doesn't care. We're just going to develop Gangplank next turn anyways and go in. And worst case, it gets punished by the Falling Comet that we see in Faurreira's hand. But then that just means there's no mana left for anything else.
I don't think you had to go for an open here. Granted, like if you play Gangplank and your opponent just throws back with a Falling Comet, how much do you really care about that? I guess you would miss out on the keg.
Wait,
we're just going all in.
You miss out on the keg if the Fallen Comet gets played?
If you play Gangplank pre-combat, you don't get the keg because your board's
full.
Oh,
because the board's full. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yep.
Granted, it's not like we have a great way to take advantage of the keg right now outside of our attack turn. So even if Gangplank comes down post-combat, it's kind of whatever. This is actually a lot less damage getting pushed through than I would have thought.
Yeah, and the Misfortune gets chump blocked down, so... I'm not crazy about this attack. I gotta agree with you. I really do think developing the Gangplank and Misfortune was the right play. I mean,
It wouldn't have changed anything, though, right? We still would have just gotten falling commented.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess the consideration for Bratchedkata is that keg represents an additional 1 damage. And how much value do we put on that additional 1 damage? And I guess the answer is a lot. But unfortunately, Faurreira, I mean, that star shaping off the top is now going to even things out a lot, I think.
Yeah, Faurreira looks like they're going to start pulling back into this one. And that's just kind of what Pirate Aggro lives and dies by, right? When you're playing a deck that is, let me just check here. Usually they're running like between 9 and 12 1-drops. And in a deck like that, the idea is, yeah, we're actually playing the full 12. Crackshot, Jagged Butcher, Legion Rearguard, Saboteur, RIP Precious Pet, apparently, for Legion Rearguard. You just gas out. And there's nothing you can do about that. And if you're playing against a deck like Targon that just has an insane amount of healing and an insane amount of cheap units to keep the pressure on and keep these blocks up and trade off your units, unless you can find a very timely Decimate or a really key Noxian Fervor to dodge some lifesteal, it's looking like it's going to go Faurreira's way.
Yeah, and it's going to be rough from this point out. You know, Faurreira saving that star shaping as well to play.
No, this is really bad.
For Faurreira?
Yeah, now we made way for the Gangplank to come down and go into an open attack with the keg.
Yeah, and actually, what's this Gangplank at as well? It's at 4 out of 5. Yeah, it only needs 1 more proc of damage to level up. What do we have off the top? That's not damage, so...
Well, Crackshot Corsair is going to level it in combat. You're not going to be able to get the board wipe aspect of it, but...
You'll at least get the additional damage pushed on the Overwhelm. Which doesn't feel terrible, but I still think we have enough blockers, though, plus this star shaping to just basically be okay. Because at this point, the entire board gets traded down. Gangplank will eventually die to something, whether it be this Falling Comet or... I think, do we just actually take the Gangplank and then Falling Comet it? No.
I mean, it looks like we are going to block it, although I would prefer blocking the 2-3, since the damage pushed on the Gangplank doesn't matter because we're going to Falling Comet it.
Oh, okay, we're going to hush it.
Go for the hush instead.
So really just maximizing not taking any damage here.
Yeah.
Which you can't... I guess you can never argue that when you're going up against an aggro deck.
We're still going to take 3 damage.
Yeah, 1 from, or 2 from the Crackshot Corsair, 1 from the Legion Grenadier. But it's not going to be enough. I mean, that's going to put Faurreira down to 6. We still have the Star Shaping. And that Star Shaping is going to sit in hand until Bratchedkata represents lethal, most likely. And that is not happening anytime soon, it looks like.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, are we in a position... No, I don't even think... Because we have the star shaping and because we hush the Gangplank to take no damage this turn, even like back-to-back Decimate top decks aren't going to be enough for Bratchedkata to actually clean this one up.
Yeah, the only possible thing would be if Faurreira, for some reason, somehow goes below 5 mana and Bratchedkata has like perfect top decks, right? Like you just mentioned with like back-to-back Noxian Fervors.
I don't hate just throwing out the star shaping this turn. I see an argument for throwing out the Zoe spell, the super cool star chart, and floating the spell mana, but if you're not going to do that, I don't mind just playing it now. There's always like this weird consideration of like, I want them to commit their resource before I throw out the healing, but I think playing mana efficiently is better most of the time if you have the opportunity to do it, you know, if it's free to do, so to speak. Yeah,
personally, I would have went with the super cool star chart for the reason that you said, but I mean, either way, I think is A-okay when they have no hand, because you know you don't have to worry about playing around anything. So, and now we do have the attack as well, and we have a way to remove this Gangplank. We got everything going for us on Faurreira's side, and we even have finally something in a finisher.
Ooh. Noxian Fervor is a pretty good top deck.
Yeah. And
we get there?
Okay, yep. Meteor Shower.
So we don't even have to comment the Gangplank. We can take out 2 units.
Yeah, this is going to be really good. And we can also... I mean, we could challenge the keg if we want to force something like, you know, Noxian Fervor to come out. We might see the Noxian Fervor come out now.
I don't think there's a reason for it not to come out now if it's going to come out. You can try and use it to dodge lifesteal a little bit later on, but if you're just going to use it on the keg when it gets challenged, I feel like you might as well just use it. Well, technically, I guess it's better to use it on the keg because it does get another... It acts as a blocker, right?
Yep.
Now your opponent gets to deal 1 damage to you for free if they really wanted to, although I don't think that's the case because you have the 3/3. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. But we do get it thrown out there. There is currently no more healing in Faurreira's hand. Triple Decimate in Bratchedkata's deck or Captain Farron. That's double Decimate, though. It's going to get immediately obliterated, but that does represent double Decimate. But the star shaping off the top for Faurreira.
Just too much heal, man. And when you... Like, you know, we keep seeing these star shapings come off the top, but there's 3 of the Fangs in here, too. And there's then all the things that invoke that could possibly get Golden Sister. Like, that's the thing with Targon. This is the matchup that every aggro deck does not want to go against. Targon. You just don't want to see it because it's so much harder to actually win the game. I think, you know, next one might be like Ionia if it's some sort of Ionia control deck, but we don't usually see that anymore. It's usually Ionia, either Lulu apparently or Barrier.
It's Ionia Targon actually.
Yeah.
It's Zoe Karma.
or Zoe Karma. Yeah, Zoe Karma. But then it's Targon, right? So there's just way too much heal for Bratchedkata to really ever have a chance in this game.
And that's why I don't love something like Pirate aggro, where you just play the 12-1 drops, you try to win fast, you gas out in the later stages of the game, because there are aggro decks that hold the board a little bit better.
Yeah.
Even something like Lucian Azir, if you can just get down a couple Emperor's Dais, every unit that you play is suddenly representing a lot more damage than just the body that you present on field.
Yeah, and I mean, this nerf, Bratchedkata is going to be feeling this nerf to Captain Farron. Because right now, if we had the third Decimate, we would have lethal outside of Star Shaping, but it's going to be a big no.
What if we top deck a Decimate?
Okay, all right. We could top deck another
board?
Decimate. All right, I'm on.
There's still 3 in the deck, right? We haven't actually drawn any of them. We drew Captain Farron instead.
I'm on the train.
There's actually, even a Gangplank, I think, is representing lethal.
There's a lot of top deck outs for Bratchedkata.
There's also a lot of dead top decks for Bratchedkata.
And there's also a lot of other healing top decks for Faurreira. So there's I think it's pretty equal right now, so I still gotta give the favor to Faurreira. But I don't know. We'll see what the draws give us. We are gonna get at least one Decimate. And Faurreira probably counting their lucky stars right now, going, thank God for that Captain Farron nerf. So this star shaping allows me to live right now.
And it doesn't matter. The Farron nerf undone by Bratchedkata, who says, give me that third Decimate out of my deck, and there's no healing off the top for Faurreira.
Nerf who, says Bratchedkata, and there's no heal from this Invoke either, and I mean, this might actually be Bratchedkata top decking his way to a victory here.
Hold on. I just noticed something.
What's up?
This has nothing to do with the game, but I noticed your logo is off in the corner there next to round 2. So where's my logo at?
Oh, I meant to get with you about that. Yeah, I want to put yours. I wanted to split it, like mine on top, yours on bottom. But you're still going on bottom, FYI.
I'm taller than you. I get to go on top.
You're not taller than me. What are you talking about?
Yes, I am.
What? How tall are you?
6'4".
Oh shit, that's right. I'm 6'2". God damn it.
I'm giant.
God damn it. Well, I've been losing weight and working out. What about you?
Same.
Ah, damn it.
I've been counting calories, baby. I've been getting held on. Do you see this monster? Monster Hydro. And this is just water. I'm drinking water on stream.
Wait, hold on. Wait, Monster Hydro?
Yeah, it's actually just monster water.
Wait, you have got to be kidding me.
No, it's like an energy drink, but it's water.
But there's
just caffeinated water.
Oh, okay, it's caffeinated water. Okay. Wait, so there's still caffeine in it.
Yeah, it's still an energy drink.
Jesus. Who the hell thought up that idea?
Monster. I was mad because I ordered a case of it and it didn't get here. I think it's getting here like as we're casting, so I had to go out and buy some individuals.
Did you get it on Amazon or their website?
I mean, their website just directs you back to Amazon.
Oh, what the heck? Okay.
I would have gotten another case of Black Monster, but it's back on the rise. It's like $70 a case instead of $30, so scalpers.
It's like playing the stock market.
Yeah. Why do people scalp me for Black Cherry Monster? It's the weirdest thing.
You know, whoever thought of that word scalping, like, why do we use that word? It's such a like negative word. Like, I want to some scalpers. Like, sounds so bad.
Because it is bad.
Yeah, but like, God, it's way worse if you actually know the definition of scalping. Like, if you look up olden times, like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, Spider Aggro, baby. It's here. It's back. Let's see how it does in this matchup. And again, I'm going to have to take out another target deck, though. So basically, what this does mean, though, and I'm not sure what got banned on the side of Faurreira, but this is going to be 2 shots at Spider Aggro taking home a victory. And it's probably, I imagine Lysandra Trundle was probably banned with the triple lineup.
I would put money on Lysandra Trundle being banned, especially knowing that the last deck is Frostbite midrange, something that, you know, historically very stagnant life total.
Yeah. So this basically gives Spider Aggro 2 shots at taking home a victory. One versus a deck it historically won't take a win against, and then the other a deck that it very well just has probably definitely the advantage in that matchup, like maybe 60-40 or something like that. So I think Bratchedkata definitely in a very good spot because that first game is not a game that Bratchedkata necessarily should have won. But he did top deck the third Decimate and undo the Faurreira nerf, so we are where we are, and it's 1-0 Bratchedkata. Some good options there. Crescent Strike going to be able to do a lot in this matchup. That's probably the one card that you do want to find in those lower invoke cost cards.
I was about to say, certainly Bratchedkata is not seriously considering Noxie and Fervoring this Zoe.
You know, I feel like every time I've played aggro, I always have the thought to kill a crucial unit on my opponent's side of the field with a burn spell, and then I say no.
I could see throwing a Spiderling or a House Spider at this Zoe this turn.
Oh,
like maybe you throw away that 2 damage and you just take out the Zoe. But I mean, what is this? I was about to try to hover the eye. We're not in that position just yet. This is gotta count it manually. 9. Oh man, the Crescent Strike threw me off.
Yeah, hold on. It's gotta load. Oh wait, what now? Oh, there it is.
I feel like this Zoe just doesn't matter. All that it's really doing is like constantly committing mana on the side of Faurreira to find Celestials that may or may not actually help them out of a given situation.
Well, the problem with the stuns is that as good as they are to help stall the game, they don't actually get rid of a unit, and it's just a mana drain, right?
Yeah.
And you're not developing to the board. And that's what Bratchedkata wants to do, is keep Spiderlings on the board. So as much as I said, you know, Targon, definitely a hard matchup with all the heal. That is a scary board on turn 5 for Bratchedkata.
Yeah, I mean, we opened triple Elise, which went a long way in being able to level this first one. Now we've got Noxie and Fervor to dodge the lifesteal. SJW, I think Bratchedkata is just going to take it.
Yeah, this is kind of like the nuts. You know, we have 8 more damage, direct damage in hand. Technically 9 if you count a Legion Saboteur attack. And that's not including this ginormous board here, so...
do you Fervor face or do you Fervor the Fangs? Because you can just challenge Fangs to the end of the line next turn.
I think because you can challenge it to the end of the line, you go face.
You go face? Yeah, that makes sense.
If you didn't have the ability to challenge it, then I'd say Fervor it directly. That way it doesn't have the opportunity to block next turn.
Yeah.
I think we should be fine. Crescent Strike is not really great here because, unfortunately, we're probably going to see an open attack.
Yeah. It's probably going to be Fervor to dodge the block, throw out that you know, little Legion Saboteur. Sure, it can be blocked by something, but it does still represent 1 damage. You'll have the board space, so yeah, just drag that Fangs down to the end of the line, try to push through a lethal amount of damage, and what are we looking at in Faurreira's hand? I can't see through the fog.
That is 3 times we've missed Serpent. Like, we absolutely need Serpent here. We're just not finding it. And actually, even Serpent doesn't do a whole lot, though, because we challenge the Frenzied Skitterer. Great, that gets a 3-2 of Fearsome off the field, but we still don't deal with Elise. We have no way of dealing with Elise.
Yeah.
And that's always been... So, Targon, they might have a lot of healing. Their biggest issue has always been not having enough removal. They're not P and Z, you know? They're not Noxus. They don't have these direct damage removal cards, and we're seeing it really hurt them right here in this... Yeah, like you mentioned, I think we're going to just see the Noxie and Fervor drop this. Actually, maybe we get the Doom Beast and not the Legion Saboteur.
We might just block it because otherwise we would line up a 1-1, right? Bratchedkata might actually just be going for the trade.
Yeah, nope, wait, hold on. We're just screwing it up. Okay. I was gonna say maybe there's a way that Faurreira kills a 1-1 versus a 2-2, but then I looked at the mana and there's 0. So
even with Moon Silver, we're not doing it, right?
No.
So that was a little interesting.
Yeah, that was.
And this Doom Beast doesn't actually represent damage. I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually just overwrite this Doom Beast with the Legion Saboteur.
Yeah, they're just surrendering.
Okay.
Wow. That is, that is 2 aggro decks doing work